Welcome once again to another Fight Club Jiu-Jitsu video, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining us. Today our topic of conversation is how to roll when you're tired, an extremely important facet of training that I think not enough people pay attention to. And so in this little clip as I talk, you have myself underneath in the white and black Rashi who's mounted. Alex is one of our blue belts, he's on top, currently in mount, trying to fish some arms out and trying to work some attacks. This was at the end of an open mat. I have not been rolling much lately due to injuries, so my conditioning is out the window. And so you can see here, all I'm doing is just trying to survive. I'm just staying there, relaxing as much as possible, keeping myself safe as much as possible. And that's the big thing when it comes to rolling when you're tired. Really work on your positional escapes, really work on your submission escapes, and then when you feel the time, like right now, to make something happen and use that short burst of energy, use it. And you could see there, I had that time to get out of the mount, boom, I went. And now we've got a choke coming on here. But again, I'm just using just enough energy to stay in a safe position and working around, trying to counter with my own choke, but unfortunately didn't even have enough energy to put a real squeeze on it. A little bit of pressure there in Alex's face, but not enough to actually get that Von Flu for real. But yes, being able to go, you know what, I am tired, but I'm going to keep going. That is a really, really important skill, and it's a skill that can be trained. It's something that we can work on, because mental resiliency is a very trainable skill, and it's a very important one to train as well, because most of the time when we're tired, the easy route is to go, you know what, I'm just going to sit and I'm going to have a rest off. I try to make it in my club a general rule where if you're a colored belt, you don't get rest rounds. Now if you're injured, that's totally different. I think that we need to be able to make that distinction between someone being injured and someone being tired. And so if you're only tired, if you're not injured and you're literally just tired, I don't care if you're a brown belt or a black belt or any other colored belt. If you get tapped by a white belt because you're tired and you can't fend them off, then that's good. That means you have to work on things. It means you need to work on your technique, because when we're tired, that's when we learn how good our technique really is. When we can't use our strength, when we can't use our speed. Those are the times where we have to be able to rely solely on technique. And a lot of people's egos get in the way and they want to sit that round out so they can get their breath back. Now, if you're a beginner, if you're a white belt, if you're someone who hasn't trained for very long, then that's okay. If you need to sit out a rest round, you sit out a rest round. But once you've been training for a while and you've got a colored belt, you find yourself like right now, look at this deep rear naked choke, very deep. But my technique saved me. I was able to turn out. I had faith in my technique. I may not have had the strength to peel the grips off, but I had faith in my technique to be able to get me out of that bad spot. And you can see how tired I am here, but we keep going. And the trick is knowing how to conserve energy. If I'm tired, I'm going to do the absolute bare minimum until I feel like there's a moment in which I can use some energy in a way that will pay off. And I'm not going to waste a single drop of energy until that moment. So next time you're tired, next time you're exhausted, do that. Work on your defense, bang, there we go, slip out of the armbar. Now's the time to try and go. You can see I try and counter with a footlock, but I can't get that knee line controlled because of Alex's left foot pushing off, but managed to come on top. Okay, and again, do the bare minimum until you feel like you can go, and then when you go, you go. Because you should still have better technique even when you're tired. So there you go. I hope you learned something from this, everybody. There's a tap to finish. Us.